Well, good evening, Dr. Bindra. Pleasure to have you with us here.
Thank you very much. Namaskar. Good evening to you. Thank you very much for having me here on ET Now. Dhanyavad.
So the pleasure is all ours. It's been a historic day for the markets and for our, country. We've perhaps seen the most proactive budget that we've seen in a very long time. Before we dive into the specifics, what is your first take on the budget? What did you feel on a broad basis about all the announcements made today?
Thank you very much. What I see is the budget is divided into basically two parts, something which is called urgent, which is called normally a populist budget, where you attract a lot of new voters, and something which is called important, which is called long-term vision. This is basically primarily seen as a budget which builds a lot of long-term initiatives. Of course, for urgent, we see that 35,000 crore has been actually budgeted for COVID vaccine. But overall, if I look at it, impetus to economy, push to demand, spending on infra, so infrastructure will generate a lot of employment. Abhi maine ek aur cheez dekhi, consumer can choose electricity provider that will increase competition and that also favors the consumer. So no change in tax slab means no focus on voting and voters, but sincerely a long-term economy-based initiative. Agar dekha jaye, it needs a lot of courage to actually create a budget which is not meant for the voters but for the economy. If you look at capacity building on health, establishing the labs, critical care centers, testing of the labs, testing labs, impetus to economy, push to demand, disinvestment. So all this is basically meant for the long-term initiatives. If you look at a lot of tweets coming from the opposition, that it is basically not a consumer-based budget, etc. So वो भी एक तरह से ठीक है, क्योंकि इसमें आज आम जनता के लिए बहुत कुछ नहीं है. But if you look at to build a V-shaped curve and getting the economy back on the right tracks, government is spending government's money. Government is spending government's money and creating opportunities for employment. So the recovery possibility of 11%, it is difficult to ignore voters. It needs a lot of courage. I'm again saying that. But the focus is on the long term. So budget to be seen as things between urgent and important. Urgent things have been actually with a lot of courage ignored. But if you look at earmarked 15,700 crores, which is double what is of last year toward the MSME again. 3 lakh crore emergency credit line guarantee scheme under the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan package, again for MSMEs. A little bit of relief for senior and small taxpayers, like no tax filing for seniors above 75, जो pension ले रहे हैं इस समय, या फिर dispute resolution committee has been made. देखा जाए तो इकोनॉमी, इंफ्रा, सिस्टम, टेक्नोलॉजी, डेमोग्राफी और डिमांड, इन 5 चीजों पे ध्यान दिया जाना चाहिए. और स्टार्टअप्स के लिए 1500 करोड़ फॉर प्रमोटिंग डिजिटल मोड ऑफ पेमेंट्स फॉर फिनटेक स्टार्टअप्स इज गुड. लेकिन अगर जो पीएम मोदी ने कहा था, if I go towards a little bit of negative side, or which is missing, I'll say, startups in India today are the MNCs of tomorrow. That's what Prime Minister Modi said a few years or maybe a few days ago. I'm sorry. अगर आप देखेंगे starting of business में, we are still at 136th position. अगर आप ease of doing business देखें, we are at 63rd rank, 77 से 63 पे आए, which is a little bit of improvement. But if you want to start a restaurant in India or in Delhi, you need 45 documents, out of which 26 licenses you need to procure from Delhi police. लेकिन अगर बंदूक खरीदनी हो, गन खरीदनी हो, you need only 19 documents, which means बंदूक खरीदना आसान है. To start a business, to start a restaurant is a little difficult. तो दूसरी तरफ अगर मैं देखूं, the NRIs are also allowed to set up OPCs in India, 1% company. उससे थोड़ा सा जो 182 days का उनको residency चाहिए था, that has come down to 120 days. तो OPC से दूसरा डायरेक्टर जबरदस्ती या co-founder लाने का प्रेशर कम हुआ है. Innovators can now form 1% company without restriction, paid up capital or turnover norms. गवर्नमेंट ने फिनटेक के लिए गुजरात इंटरनेशनल फाइनेंस टेक्नोलॉजी जो गिफ्ट सिटी बनाई है, इट्स बहुत वेलकमिंग है. ओवरऑल बजट को मैं देखता हूं कि वो इकोनॉमी को एक बड़ा पुश देने के लिए. अब आप देखते हैं एक्सटेंडेड कैपिटल गेन्स का एग्जेम्पशन लाया है 1 साल के लिए. मुझे लगता है कि कैपिटल गेन का एग्जेम्पशन अगले 5 साल तक देना चाहिए, सो दैट अ लॉट ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट कम्स इन. फॉर एडटेक, government should spend a little more money because everything is changing. The world is changing now. Formalization, which I feel government should work in that area, because only 63 million are formalized. Another 65 million are non-formalized MSMEs. अगर उनको formalize करें तो उनको टैक्स चोरी बचेगा, वहां से टैक्स का कलेक्शन ज्यादा हो सकता है, क्राइसिस में सरकार को हेल्प भी होगी और उनको भी खुद को भी लोन्स ऑफ टेक हो सकते हैं. तो मैं थोड़ा सा इसको समराइज करता हूं. There are 170 million entrepreneurs and solopreneurs who are just starting business, nothing much has been done for them. But 65 million MSMEs, 65 million unregistered MSMEs, उनके लिए कुछ काम किया गया है. Unregistered के लिए कर सकते हैं. See, अगर आप मैं देखें, what is right now picking up? E-commerce, what it was in 2013-14 is EdTech right now in 2021. There are about 4,500 EdTech companies in India. तो शिक्षा पर जितना कम टैक्स हो उतना अच्छा है. EdTech is now a growing sunrise sector. So the GST 18% है, that should come down to 5%. There are many reasons behind it, क्योंकि इस समय digital adoption curve बढ़ गया है. If you look at TRAI का data, 760 internet users, 760 million internet users are expected to come by next year. So complete digital adoption is happening. So that kind of focused area is required. If you look at this, gentlemen, you'll be happy to know that there was only $400 million of investment done last year in EdTech. Vis-a-vis this year, $1.7 billion of investment is done in EdTech area. So the mobile usage now per hour consumption, daily hourly consumption has reached up to 7.5 hours of screen time has actually grown. So iska matlab kya hai? People are now shifting to mobile technologies. A lot of focus towards MSMEs and entrepreneurs, towards the technology-based education could have been done. For digital adoption, of course, our finance minister, Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman, spoke about it. But what I feel is digital empowerment से 34% का growth expected है. What is the SHM का latest report? So GST कम करने से अगर EdTech में शिक्षा सस्ती होगी, भारत में शिक्षा का स्तर बढ़ेगा, देश डिजिटली रूप से जागरूक होगा और तभी सपना साकार होगा, भारत आगे बढ़ेगा. So that's my understanding.
जी सर, आपने बहुत कुछ कह दिया. अभी थोड़ा स्पेसिफिक जाते हैं एक-एक चीज में, क्योंकि we had a few specific questions that we wanted to get your sense on. So I'll move to that now. But thank you for that very elaborate overview. And you said a lot of interesting things. And I feel there's a lot to be discussed within the budget. So let's get that going now. Specifically on MSMEs, right? Because I believe that's where you have a lot of domain knowledge. What do you feel about the definition change on small businesses as well? What it takes for the startup, assured capital to begin a business or be defined as an SME? And do you think perhaps the landscape is evolving for the better on that front?
So naturally, कुछ MSMEs के लिए some initiatives have been taken. अगर individual level पे देखिए तो taxes में, tax liabilities में कुछ भी changes बड़े नहीं लाए गए हैं. पर अगर हम MSME में देखें, with the new definition, the compliances will get reduced. Overall stress और burden कम होएगा. उससे MSMEs में ज़्यादा initiatives को encourage किया जा रहा है. और ओवरऑल अगर आप देखें, सो एडिशनल डिडक्शन ऑफ इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट ऑफ अबाउट 150,000 रुपी फर्स्ट टाइम बायर्स के लिए अफोर्डेबल होम्स में अंडर सेक्शन 80 EEA. तो उससे मैं जो लास्ट पॉइंट्स में अपने मिस कर गया, अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग में जो फर्स्ट टाइम बायर्स है उनको भी इम्पेटस मिल रहा है. सो इट विल हेल्प द होम बायर्स एंड बूस्ट द गवर्नमेंट हाउसिंग फॉर ऑल mission. So it will also push a real estate sector. But if coming back to your this question, MSME, certainly overall economy को push करने के लिए जो demand generation पे जो push दिया जा रहा है, that is very welcoming initiative by the government.
जी सर. और आपको क्या लगता है कि इस बार जो सरकार ने किया, अगर ये टैक्स पेयर पे कोई हिट नहीं आया, वो जानते हैं कि अपने GST नंबर्स और जो टैक्स कलेक्शन नंबर्स हैं पिछले 4-5 महीनों से अच्छी तरफ मूव कर रहे हैं, पर अभी तक वो पीक नहीं हुए, फिर भी उन्होंने टैक्स पेयर पे हमला नहीं किया इस बार. जो भी वो लोग डाइवेस्टमेंट करेंगे अग्रेसिवली, अलग अलग तरकीबों से वो पैसा निकालेंगे. तो आपको क्या लगता है, ये सरकार अभी ट्रूली प्रो मार्केट हो गया है?
या इट इज एन एक्सीलेंट मूव, क्योंकि अगर डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट्स हो रहे हैं और प्राइवेटाइजेशन होगा, सो बिना टैक्स पेयर पे प्रेशर डाले सरकार अपना रेवेन्यू भी जनरेट कर पाएगी. गवर्नमेंट विल बी एबल टू जनरेट देयर ओन रेवेन्यूज थ्रू डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट. दैट्स वन. Plus, monopolistic practices will get reduced and there will be a lot of competition coming in. जैसे electricity providers के लिए भी बोला है, consumer can choose their electricity provider. That will increase the competition and ultimately it favors the consumer. So disinvestment of various organizations like LIC, etc., it will help in generating revenue. Plus, it will also not impact the taxpayers' pocket के उसका tax बढ़ा करके revenue generate करें, क्योंकि health के ऊपर इस बार काफी pressure आया है. अगर आप देखें India has seen the second highest number of cases after United States of America. So total healthcare budget is now 2.16 lakh crore in comparison to last time where it was 94,000 crore. And 35,000 crore for corona vaccination, जिसको और बढ़ाने के लिए भी बोला है if required. तो अगर गवर्नमेंट पे ये प्रेशर आता है और अपने फिजिकल डेफिसिट को भी कंट्रोल में रखना है, सो डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट इज आई थिंक वेरी वेलकमिंग इनिशिएटिव.
Gee, sir. So, just one last question from us. It seems that in this low rate environment, all that's happening is that the bigger players are consolidating and they're getting stronger. And really what's happening on the ground level is a lot of smaller micro enterprises are actually struggling to keep up pace because there's been a huge shift from unorganized to organized. So, was there anything in the budget which you felt was being done to protect these smaller guys? And if not, what do you think would be a welcome suggestion?
What I feel is तीन बैलेंस शीट को मेंटेन करना बहुत जरूरी है. वन इज कि अगर आप किसी तरह से बैंक्स की बैलेंस शीट को मजबूत रख सके, दूसरा एनबीएफसीज की बैलेंस शीट को मजबूत रखें, तीसरा एमएसएमई की बैलेंस शीट को मजबूत रखें. फॉर दैट द शेल्फ ऑफ टेक ऑफ लोन्स, द कन्वीनियंसेस आर इंक्रीजिंग. बैंक रिवाइवल के लिए प्रोविजन ऑफ 20,000 crores has been actually that initiative has been taken. Reducing the NPAs helps further shelf offtake of the loans. So that actually will help certainly. Last time भी जब COVID के बाद कुछ नए initiatives लिए गए थे, उस समय भी shelf offtake पे काफी focus किया गया था. So that's always welcome. पर अगर आप देखेंगे कि MSME के लिए 15,700 crores, which is double of last year, is certainly, it shows that there is a clear commitment that government wants to show to actually revive the economy. और आज जो आप निफ्टी का jump देख रहे हैं, that's also an indicator, I'm sure.
जी, बिल्कुल sir. Thank you so much, Dr. Bindra, for joining us on ET Now Digital, and we look forward to welcoming you on the channel sometime in the near future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.